just on iTunes though. I'm
That's
just, I'm just kidding.
not on SoundCloud.
No, not anywhere else. It's
Oh
just too
man.
much.
Same.
Alright.
I'm just on iTunes.
Rate 5 stars. Let's get started.
Hell yeah.
Hey
Are
guys.
we recording? Oh, okay. Well, I thought we were doing a.
Wow. I thought we just talked about this.
Sorry.
Hey guys. Damn it, Seth. Dude, Seth always brings a laugh. All right,
Oh, yeah.
ready? 3,
Yeah.
2. Hey guys, my name is Zach.
I'm Dean.
I'm Manny.
I'm Seth.
And I'm Dylan.
Man,
Welcome
the
to
dude Seth had a freaking delay like a weather guy, like out in the streets.
Seth had a weather delay, and Dean sounded like he was in the Matrix.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right, let's do it again.
Okay.
Woosah.
Woosah, don't be speaking no.
Find your inner
Tongue.
peace.
3. Who's breathing?
Dean, you're sitting very awkward. It's making me uncomfortable.
So I don't give a shit what.
Hold on, I gotta fucking do something with this pup. God damn it! Hold on, sorry guys.
What happened?
How tall is he? He looks
4'3".
tall.
Oh man. That is
No,
so
leave the
cute.
dog. Leave the dog. Don't take.
I already had to do that. I had to chase my cats out of the
When he got up, he had peanut butter on his penis just there.
God damn. He's not even here to fucking defend himself.
He's like, hold on, guys.
Mervin is in the chat. He says, "What's up, guys? What's up, Mervin?
Oh, what's up, Mervin?
We have some
What
tech
up, Merv the
difficulties. We're gonna get started shortly.
Are we
We're
still
not
recording?
really started.
Yeah, you can't stop recording when you start recording. We're live.
Hell yeah, dude.
Hell yeah.
Then Dylan will hear that later and
We'll edit it out.
yeah. Nah,
Yeah, it won't
keep
be in
that
that
in.
podcast. I'll have to watch the live.
All right, Dylan, you're good.
Oh,
Damn it.
okay.
All right, we good?
We are good.
3,
I don't
3.
I don't see Seth or Dylan. They're just little icons.
Well, they'll become big. Do
Okay.
you see them now?
Someday.
Oh, okay. I see Seth.
Okay.
And
all
there's Dylan. Cool.
right. All right.
I
3.
miss their handsome faces.
Hey, Mervin says thanks for the care package. You're welcome, brother. All right. 3, 2. Hey guys, my name is Zach.
I'm Dean.
I'm Manny.
I'm Seth.
There's
What the
damn
fuck,
delay
man?
again.
Manny had the delay.
And back to
That
you,
wasn't a
Karen.
delay. You weren't even looking at the screen.
What do you mean?
You're over there
I'm looking
watching Ross.
Wait, real quick. Someone's mic is picking up the noise. Like, is everyone using headphones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of no? I don't hear anything.
Testing.
White noise.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'm gonna mute everyone one by one.
Okay.
Testing. I can still hear it.
Testing. Hello.
Hang on 1 second. Testing.
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 Testing. I think
Testing.
it's you, Manny. Testing. Testing. Here, Manny, unmute yourself.
Hello.
Testing. Yeah, it's you,
Hello.
Manny. I can hear me through your mic. Like every time someone talks, it picks up on your mic.
Really?
Yeah. Dean, can you unmute yourself for me, please?
Hello.
Yeah, Seth, unmute yourself for me real quick.
You were like, unmute yourself. I was like, I don't know how to do that. And I was like, oh, he can't hear me say that.
Dylan, say something real quick.
Yep.
Seth, say something real quick. Yeah, you got to unmute yourself on the thing. I can mute you, but I can't unmute you.
Touch the screen, and then next to the end button is the mute button.
There we go.
Got it.
All right, testing.
I saw
we go.
him word. I saw him word. I don't know how.
Oh, that's good, dude. All
Thank you
right.
for reading lips, because I was like, I don't
I
know
think
what
we're
to
good.
do.
Yeah.
Wait,
That's why
Manny.
my ex
No,
liked
wait,
me.
Manny. You say something now. No, I can't hear Manny now.
Manny, no.
Hello.
There
There
you
he
go.
is.
Testing.
Am I testing?
Hang on. Testing. I can still
Yes.
hear you. Like, can no one hear that?
No.
I can hear it.
Maybe my head. Testing.
It's your Xbox headphones.
Right. All right. I think we're good. You guys can hear me.
Yeah.
All right. Let's start it. No weatherman delays.
So
Three.
just start talking as soon as the other person's like almost done.
Yeah. Right. 3, 2. Hey guys, my name is Zach.
I'm Dean.
I'm Manny.
I'm Seth.
There it is.
I'm Dylan.
Dylan, do your intro again.
I'm Dylan.
Dude, he was like, I'm Dylan, and it was like all robotic.
All right. One more time. Let's get the intro. One
I
more
am
time.
a
Okay,
robot.
okay.
I think it's because if there's like 2 or 3 people talking, it lowers the bandwidth for everybody.
Okay.
3, 2. Hey guys, my name is Zach.
I'm Dean.
I'm Manny.
I'm Seth.
I'm Dylan.
Seth, you guys are just falling. It's like the caboose just completely derailed.
To me, Seth sounded great.
Yeah, I think it's Manny. You keep introducing, interrupting.
Oh,
all right.
I'm sorry.
Last time's the charm.
All right, last time.
This is the most that we've done the intro. All right, 3, 2. Hey guys, my name is Zach.
I'm Dean.
I'm Manny.
I'm Seth.
I'm Dylan.
Welcome to this week's episode of Collecting Weekly. This is the weekly podcast where my friends and I talk about the things that matter the most to us this week in collecting. We're joined here by Dylan. He was a participant on our listener special. Dylan, tell us a little bit about yourself and about what you collect.
Hello. I pretty much do obviously do all kinds of different 1/6 collecting. Just recently, within the last year, got into Mezco, and
Nice.
and a few like random ships here and there. Like I don't know if you guys. Oh, NECA too. I don't know. You guys haven't said a ton about NECA, but that's essentially kind of how I started. I started with Hot Toys, decided it was too expensive, went to NECA, and then figured out how much of a rabbit hole that was.
Yep.
That's
Because
fair.
I was into their Predator and Aliens. That's like what got me into Hot Toys too. Like years ago when they had the AVP line that they did, just shit figures but cool figures at the same time. Those are the ones that got me started.
Shit quality, but amazing
Yeah.
like sculpt and stuff.
Right.
They've
So
recently come around.
yeah. So and then just a few diecast ships here and there. I got like a Normandy diecast ship that they made.
Oh, for Mass Effect?
Yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
dude, I was so
It's-
close to buying one the other day.
It was super expensive for it's like I don't know, this big. I can't remember the
Yeah.
scale of it, but it's like pure diecast, all metal, and it was like $40 from Barnes and Noble at the time. So it's kind of expensive, but it's
They're
cool
really
shit.
expensive now.
Are they?
Yeah, they're usually around like 80 to 100.
Oh wow.
This is the SR1 or the SR2?
It is the SR2, I believe. Yeah.
Is it the blue one or the black one?
Yeah, it's the black one, black and red.
Oh, the first one, Mass Effect 2. Hell yeah.
Is that what? Yeah.
Yeah, so Mass Effect 1 is the SR1, and the Mass Effect 2 is the SR2. And then the Mass
Yep.
Effect 3 is the SR2, but it's blue and white.
Right, yeah. I
Yeah.
saw the blue one and I passed on that one.
Yeah, it's not as cool.
So let's
yeah.
let's get into a few things here. We have Mervin in the chat. He's on
What up,
YouTube
Mervin?
watching it live. Welcome and thank you for joining us. Dean, all of the best shows start with a very special segment. Would you like to lead
Hell
us
yeah.
in the chant?
It's the best segment there is, everybody. You know what it is. In 3, 2, 1.
New
this
week.
No, but
No,
we're
yeah,
We
all.
butchered it. Let's do that again. Dean,
It's
give
better
us
in
another
person
countdown.
because we all hear it at different times.
Yep. Dean, kick us off one more time.
Okay.
I got that Dollar Tree Wi-Fi.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. All right, guys. In 3, 2, 1.
New
this
this
week.
week.
Wow. No, that
Oh,
was
we
All right.
did
Well,
great.
we'll be back live in person next week.
Sorry, listeners at home. Yeah, so guys, I did it. I finally did it.
You had
I got-
sex?
You lost your virginity?
Guys,
Manny,
My boy's growing up.
God damn it.
That couch is taking a pounding.
I was gonna burn Manny so bad, but I can't. So
Oh
let's move
man.
on amicably. I got the last Grail figure I needed. The Player Arts
Ooh.
Kai Red 13 from Advent Children. I now have the complete line. It didn't cost me an arm and a leg, but it was like at my max what I was willing to pay for the figure. But I got it. It's amazing. I'll post some pics tonight of all my figures. And yeah. And I also picked up 3 digital movies. Lego Movie 2, Maleficent, which is cool. And I got Bumblebee. I haven't watched it yet. So
Ooh, Bumblebee is good.
I'm excited
Yeah.
to watch it tonight. So all right, who's
Bumblebee's
next?
cool.
Manny,
Oh,
what
is
do
it
you got?
me? I picked up Darth Vader and Stormtrooper retro figures.
Ooh, very cool.
Yeah, dude, they're hitting targets now. I walked in, I found them. I found the whole wave, and I was telling you guys that it was in the other chat that I almost picked up Chewie. But I'm not really one to like collect to resell. Like, so like, you know, I'm not the biggest Chewbacca fan, so that's why I was like, I don't need it. So, but yeah, I kind of wish I did pick it up. Maybe I'll pick it up soon. I'm sure they'll be out.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Seth, what do you got?
I got Figure Arts Evil Boo. So I'm pretty excited about that. He is a huge figure. He was a lot bigger than I thought he was going to be.
That's what she said.
Wow,
Not
that was
bad.
pretty funny.
Dylan, what do you got for us?
Thanks, Dean.
Trying to think. Nothing, but I got Thanos Infinity War coming.
Ooh,
a pre-order.
Very cool. You got
Wait,
it
the hot
shipping,
toy?
or you?
I don't know. They kind of set me up to lose. It's the first time I fell into this trap with Sideshow because it was on a flex plan, and they're like, last Friday, they're like, hey, we're gonna charge your card for the last payment. And I just said, oh, I'll just switch to single so I can just have it shipped right away because it was like in 2 business days anyways.
Uh-huh.
They never sent the email saying it was delayed, and then I clicked that and still waiting for it like a week later. So
Oh wow.
Hey, real quick, guys, I'd like to give a shout out to the guy who I bought the figure from. His name is Michael Pike. His Instagram is Michael Pike Sucks. I was like, hey man, like you did such a huge like favor for me. I'd like to give you a shout out. Like, is there anything you use, YouTube or whatever? He's like, oh, just my Instagram. I was like, all right, cool. What is it? He's like, Michael Pike Sucks. I was like, oh, okay.
it's
Is
kinda
it like
counterproductive.
SUCKS or is it
Yeah,
SUX?
Michael Pike SUCKS.
Wow.
He's yeah, he pretty much collects the same shit I do. No six scale, but Player Arts Kai, Bring Art, stuff like that. So
Nice.
good guy.
That's awesome.
Fast shipping. Oh my god, what a nightmare! When can I talk about that?
Well, you had the new this week, and then you passed it on. You
I
talk about it
completely
now, I
forgot
guess.
what a nightmare it was. So I bought the figure, and there was some issues with the. He didn't pay enough for the shipping because he paid from home.
Did he put like a stamp on it, like Manny, or?
It was something similar to
Multiple
that.
stamps.
So when he dropped it off at the post office, they shipped it back to his house. Like,
Oh,
hey,
wow.
you didn't pay enough for this. So he took it back, shipped it out the next day. It gave me a new tracking number. So it was like, oh, delivery is for Monday. So I was like, cool. So I go to my house on Monday. I'm waiting. I end up mowing the lawn.
Mhm.
And next thing I know, the mail came and went while I was mowing the lawn. I wasn't paying attention. So I
Uh-huh.
was like, where the hell's my package? I look on my phone and it's like invalid address. God damn it, man. It's his invalid address.
Like on the
he can't-
tracking.
Yeah, and I was like, what? He sent me a picture of the label. I know he
Yeah.
got my address right.
Maybe it got smudged or something.
So I jump in my car and I started driving around. I was like, the mail guy couldn't have gone that far. So I go up and down the streets. Luckily, he ends up coming back up my street to drop something else off. I see him. I pull in front of him. I'm like, hey, man.
Cut him off.
This is the second
Yeah.
story where you're trying to play Fast and
Yeah.
Furious with your mail guy.
Yeah,
That
how
guy
do you
is
keep
scared
catching them?
now.
no, this is a new guy. So he needs to
yeah,
learn.
the other one quit. He's like, screw that.
The guy hassling me for his packages. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
So
He's always in
he
the
was
mood. I don't
he
know what
wasn't
happened.
driving. He stopped to drop something off, and
He's
I
always
pulled
real
my
sour.
car in. So I get out. I
Yeah.
was like, "Hey man, I was supposed to get this package, and it said the delivery was the wrong address." And he was like, "Oh yeah, it's 125. I didn't see it. Is it on the other side?" And I was like, "No, it's 152. I'm right here on the corner." And he was like, "No, it's 125, and this is 127. So like, where is it?" And I was like, "No, dude, it's 152. I'm right here on the corner." And he's like, "Oh, I read it wrong." So he gave it to me right then and there. I signed
That's
for
what
it.
she said. Oh, dude.
All's good. Wow. Manny's on fire. No, I'm sorry. I mean, I wish Manny was on fire right now.
I'm not using.
Yeah, so I got my package. I got my grill figure. I was like, when I was looking for the mailman, I was like, why is it the most important figures always get lost in the fucking mail? Like, what are the fucking odds? You know what I mean? Oh, I was so pissed, but it ended up working out. So
What
that
are
was
the
my
odds
horror story.
that you're able to keep catching him like that? I don't know if I would ever even attempt to catch a mailman.
Well, I know where he goes
a Texas
after
thing.
he leaves my street. So I always go there first. And when he wasn't there, I was like, damn, where did this dude go? So I just went up the 2 streets next to mine. And I was like, well, he's not there. And when I came back on my street, he was back on my street. So he like messed up and came back. Luckily, otherwise I wouldn't have seen him.
Not bad. Dylan, did you get anything else new?
Oh, I converted a wait list. This is a while back. I still haven't made a payment on it yet, but the quarter scale deluxe Joker.
Ooh.
Very cool, my dude. That's
Now is
very-
that
Made me-
is that a
made me moist.
statue or the figure?
It's the figure from
The
Hot
figure.
Toys. It was one of the few figures I've seen from them that was waitlisted before it was released.
Oh damn.
yeah.
Yeah, and like both versions, the exclusive comes with a extra head, and the main reason I converted that is because years ago when they had the DX11, I initially passed on it and got it at some point and sold it away and kind of
Regretted it
regretted it.
immediately.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Not bad.
And- yeah.
So this week was pretty busy for me. I got the Tony Stark Infinity War Nano Combat suit.
That's sweet.
Very cool stuff. And I got a Supreme Civil War Tony Stark head sculpt, which probably isn't the most accurate hair in terms of like the part. But we painted the hair with the highlights that he has in Infinity War, and it looks really solid as a kit. I'm just waiting on some sunglasses to come in from Japan.
Nice.
So we'll update when that comes in. I also got the Figuarts Goku Saiyan Raised on Earth. Really, really
Hell
cool.
yeah.
Got that from Gravity Damage. And
Dude,
then
I was gonna say, you know what you need now? Is the power pole.
I'm considering.
I got it like $15 shipped on Mercari. It comes with extra hands.
Yeah.
It's such a cool kit.
Yeah, I'm considering. I also got a Figuarts Great Saiyaman, which is probably one of the best 6-inch scale figures I've ever owned. It's fantastic.
It's
Oh,
so
it's
cool.
awesome.
I want one
I
so
picked
bad.
up one today, actually.
Yeah,
Just
it's
because I
a
keep taking awesome photos of it, and I'm like, oh man, I don't need it, but I kind of want it now.
yeah, it's a really nice figure, and I'll say 2 things about it. First off, Barnes and Noble can go eat a dick. I had
How
pre-ordered
do
it.
you eat a dick? Is it like a bag?
I think you have a video, Manny.
Yeah.
But anyways, so Barnes and Noble. I know that the Barnes and Noble by my house doesn't get that many figure arts, and on their website they're like you can buy online and pick up in store the same
Wow,
day.
you looked on their website. You're moving up.
I didn't call. Hey, I'm moving on up, man.
Hell
And,
yeah, dude.
so-
I feel like a
respect.
phone call's coming up.
It was a 15% discount if you buy it with the coupon that they had. So it came out to like $52 for the figure. And I submitted my order, and like the next morning, like at 1, or I'm sorry, the next evening at 1, they sent me a message and said, "Oh, we don't have this figure, so we canceled your order." But the coupon had ended, so it's like I missed out on the coupon, and then I had to buy it retail on Amazon. Fortunately, Amazon has same-day delivery, and it was before like the 1:30 cutoff, so I placed the order, and Amazon had it to my house a few hours later. It's May now, and the dominoes are starting to line up for different CW awards. And honestly, I really feel like Saiyaman has a shot to be the best 6-inch scale figure released this year. It's a
That's high praise.
it's a fantastic figure. I really don't have any complaints about it other than maybe the cape. But Mervin showed me a guy on eBay that makes custom capes for that figure specifically, and they're like $12-13, and it's a fabric with a wire, so it's a really nice
Ooh.
option.
That's awesome.
So that's really cool. So if you're ordering on Barnes & Noble, I guess be careful with, stock. But I was really annoyed, but I was glad that Amazon saved the day. New pre-orders, 3-0 has shown a teaser for a new Jon Snow. I think a lot of people are very excited about this.
I don't know how I feel.
Why is that?
Well, because my Jon Snow's so good, especially now that we've done mods to it.
Yeah, we've started changing some parts out.
Change the boots, change the gloves, and the wrist.
The gauntlet covers, I guess you'd say.
Yeah. They're really just the tops of the gloves, but yeah.
Yeah, there's 2 parts.
And then with that new head sculpt, now it's not accurate to that outfit per se.
Yeah.
It sort of is once he gets resurrected. Spoiler alert.
Wow.
Because they cut his hair for the fire when Melisandre throws it in the fire.
Yeah.
So he does kind of have it bunched up. So this one, it's a new outfit. It's the later season outfit, which is cool as shit.
Yeah.
And he wore that pretty much from meeting Daenerys on. So
Yeah.
it's a pretty fucking sweet outfit.
I think if I'm gonna
Or
get
Battle
it,
of the Bastards on.
yeah, if I'm gonna get that figure, I think I'm also going to get the OSK 11 by Nut PIZS head. I think it's like a no-brainer. I know
Yeah,
that the
well-
3-0 head's not going to be as good as that.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't think?
No, I have zero faith in them delivering on that.
The only one they've ever delivered on was, I think, the Hound. Because even
Yeah,
the
that's
Daenerys one is a little off. It's not.
It's really
100%.
off.
Right, but those are
Um,
super old figures, aren't they?
No,
Uh,
Daenerys came out like less than 2 years ago.
And then not
Oh.
only that, but speaking of 3-0, they showed a Joffrey figure. 170 buys you the regular, 185 buys you the
Barf.
deluxe.
Barf.
They just really let down the sculpt on this one. I was really tempted because I have Tywin, but seeing the pre-order pictures, I think this is going to be one that I sit out and try to pick it up secondhand. Now, the difference between the regular and the deluxe is Widow's Wail, and it comes with the scabbard as well. And the regular figure has the crossbow and I think like a knock of arrows. Hot Toys has put up for pre-order the in-game time travel Tony Stark at $235. I think it's really cool. It comes with the battle damage Mark 50 head, which we see in the opening of the film. Although I feel like maybe that's kind of a weird accessory for that
It's very weird.
figure
It
because
is weird.
he's never in the movie with the helmet. And I guess thinking like what could you have with that figure? Maybe the briefcase that well, actually, no, you wouldn't have the briefcase because they lost the briefcase. I just don't know like what accessories you could include with that figure.
They
I
were
guess
just trying to fit that helmet in because I
Somewhere.
think they knew everyone liked that
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
helmet.
and that's going to be a hot item on the secondary market for people that don't need it. And I think if you get that figure and you want to sell that helmet, I think it's a good way for you to get that figure for like $185 because you'll be able to sell that helmet at least for $50. I know there's a lot of people that collect Iron Man that would love to buy that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I probably want to pick it up, honestly.
Yeah, I will say that I don't imagine this figure aging well in terms of the material that it's made from. It just does not look that great. I feel like it's going to peel. I feel like it doesn't have that much articulation. There's some sacrifices that they made in the shoulders where it looks like he's wearing a vest to get a little bit of articulation. What do you guys think about it?
I don't like it. I don't know. I don't like it.
It's just a huge rabbit hole. Because if like, oh, I have the Tony Stark with the suit, and then it's like, well, now you need the Ant-Man and the Cap and the Black Widow.
Yeah, I think someone did the math, and if they're all $235, it's like $1,500.
Yeah, it's not worth it to have. I mean, I guess if you like Tony Stark enough and you have a Tony Stark display, it's cool. But for someone like me, I only have like 2 suits and then a Tony Stark. It'd just be weird to just have the time travel suit.
It would be cool if they made like a pack where it came with several head sculpts and like a male and female body.
Yeah.
That way you could kind of mix and match.
Like the Legends.
Like a Legend, yeah.
Yeah.
I think we have Victor in the chat. He's saying that he wants to start collecting so we can jump on another podcast.
Hey, that'd be tight. I think my sister's watching too. Shout out Deanie, everyone's favorite.
For sure.
Whoever's VPC309, I think it's Victor. Now, there is something that I have a gripe with, and perhaps we're getting a grinds my gears earlier in the show than usual. Sideshow put up their comic-inspired Flash. $220 buys you the regular. $225 buys you the exclusive version. And for me, I certainly understand that a head sculpt costs. That's the difference, is the head sculpt costs more than $5. But I will say I remember a time where you would get, and I think even currently you get Sideshow exclusives from Hot Toys that come with bonus items for free.
Right.
$5 is such an odd price. Like, if you're gonna sell me an accessory, like just fucking own it. Like, 3-0, they're gonna charge you an extra $15 for a sword and a scabbard. That's fine. I can live with that. Don't veil it behind some Sideshow exclusive and charge $5 more. Now, back when I started collecting, exclusive versions were kind of like throwbacks for people that would start, payment plans early. Like if you were early enough, you could get a Sideshow exclusive item. Maybe you start paying on it a little earlier, but you were given, for example, with the Mark 16, you had that LED light up helmet that was like a standalone thing.
Right.
That's a really intricate thing, and it was free. As a part of your purchase for purchasing it early enough, you were able to get one. And as the months went by before the release, that kind of dried up, and you can only get the regular version. I get really irked by this concept of saying like, oh, you can get the exclusive for $5 more. What do you guys think about it?
I think you're pretty much right on the money.
Not all at once. Dean, what were you saying?
Oh, I was just saying I agree with you.
Yeah.
It's like just own it. Like, I mean, not that you can really compare these two, but with Hot Toys releasing the Iron Man Mark 50 accessory pack, just sell me the damn thing separate if you're gonna do it.
Or not even that. Like, just tell me that I'm buying a deluxe version of something. You know what I mean? Like Hot Toys. Like they charge you, for Ronin, it was like $30 extra, and you got a ton of extra stuff. Like own it. Don't be petty and charge $5 extra for an exclusive head sculpt for an already overpriced figure.
Let me ask: would it be better if the price was just $225 and then, like, you miss out on the exclusive?
I mean, let's be real. I would rather them do that or price them both at $220. Like, let's be real. This figure is the photo shoot is probably one of the laziest photo shoots ever. You have a Flash figure and you don't put a full body running pose. 2, this figure's a lot worse in quality than the initial prototype where it was all gold everything. So I just really don't think this is a great thing. But I think it's overpriced already. Like the Flash from Hot Toys is like $220.
Yeah.
And that's Hot Toys Flash from the DCEU, which is we all know is going to be miles better than this fabric figure from Sideshow. So it just really bothers me. Like, own it if you're going to own it. Like if you're going to make people pay more for a stupid unannounced edition size, collector's edition, exclusive, just own it. Like, either charge everyone $225 or charge everyone $220, but don't charge people more. And it just really annoys me.
So I understand what you're saying because, like, what's the difference to them between what'd you say the difference is? $5?
$5.
Yeah, like what is that to them? Is that make that
let's
much?
say they
of a
make
difference?
1,000 figures. That's $5,000.
But at the same time, how many of us with certain figures are like, oh hell yeah, I would pay $20 more for an extra head sculpt?
Yeah, and they're certainly buying
So
into
like,
that.
so
but-
like Hella, for instance, everyone was like, I don't care if this would have been a $270 figure if it would have came with the hair sculpt. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
So like with I don't know. It's you kind of got to pick your battles with it. The Batman, they did the same thing with this. Flash isn't the same one with the Batman. I think it's a difference of $10. I think it's either $210 without the Bruce Wayne head or $220 with the Bruce Wayne head.
I guess the thing that it just bothers me is like this is Sideshow's own figure. Like they're making it, they're making their own adaptation, and they're the manufacturers and the resellers. So $220 is retail for this thing.
Mm-hmm.
You compare Hot Toys, the retail to a normal Hot Toys is like $180, but we're comparing the Hot Toys DCU Flash at $220, which is already overinflated because of Sideshow's own prices. Comparing that to their $220 baseline, and then you add another head for $5 more, it's not like, this was $180 and maybe they charge you $5 more, sure, but they're charging Hot Toys quality price and then nickel and diming you for exclusive bonuses. It just, I don't know, it just bothers me.
So yeah, the whole argument of Sideshow being overpriced, I 100% agree with you, and same with
Yeah.
your argument about what's the difference of $5? Like, why even bother at that point?
Yeah,
like,
to me, it's just such, and I'm not saying like, it doesn't cost more to make new packaging for the new head,
Right.
or manufacturing, painting the new head. I'm not disregarding that, but I feel like this is already overpriced, and to charge people who want this and are getting in on it early enough an extra $5 for a head, I don't know. That just annoys me. Let's move on, though. Hot Toys has shown the life-size Nano Gauntlet 366, buys you one of those full-size, and I think it's a really good price. You'll probably be getting vinyl or plastic for this price. I can't imagine they're giving you polystone for 366, even though it is slightly smaller than the original Thanos Gauntlet. Are you guys interested in this? Are you guys maybe going to get the Marvel Legends version?
I'm definitely not gonna get the Hot Toys one.
Yeah.
The full size one, but they have the smaller ones.
The quarter scales, yeah.
And
Oh yeah, those are like
how mu-
$100, right?
Yeah, they're like around $100.
Yeah.
I was talking to Don, shout out to Don, about getting one of those just for the desk. Look something really cool.
They
Yeah.
also
Do those light up?
articulated fingers too, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Now did they make the original Gauntlet like that?
I
The
think
original
so.
Gauntlet did not have articulation.
No.
No,
but
the
do they have
1/4
a
scale.
a quarter scale.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
it
they
didn't.
did.
It did?
I'm
Yes,
almost
it
certain
did.
it did. Yeah, it did.
It
It was
did.
$100. It
I
was
was gonna buy it.
No, I thought it was just for the light up. I didn't think it was articulated.
no,
I
it
don't know
wasn't-
if it's
no, it
articulated.
was a quarter scale, but it wasn't articulated.
Oh yeah, no, I just meant quarter scale. I think
the
that
new
one's a
one-
little more iconic, but I guess I'm shit out of luck finding that around $100 now.
Yeah.
So yeah, it wouldn't hurt to get maybe the quarter scale one, but I don't see myself spending that kind of money on a gauntlet that big.
Yeah, and
But
it's
that's
one of
just
those
me.
things that's hard to display as well.
It's cool. I would like something like that, but not for the price.
Yeah,
That's just
Yeah.
my personal
I don't
preference
know.
for my
I'd love
collection.
to really get it. I think it'd be awesome. I don't know where I'd put it, but
Yeah, but you got to spend double on it.
that's true. But it would be awesome.
definitely. Bandai has shown a Space Marine model kit. I think Dylan, maybe you play some mini wargaming stuff, but I think it's really cool. It looks like it's an Ultramarine, and you can always repaint that as you like. Woo Toys has shown a Fat Thor third-party figure.
Oh, so cool.
150 gets you Thor, some alcohol, beer bottles, cans, Xbox controller, a body, a fat suit for the body, and of course the clothes. I think it's a really, really well priced kit, depending on how the head turns out. Manny, are you excited for this? I know you've been really wanting a fat Thor.
Not really. I when I say I like thick Thor, I like the one where he's in his his armor and his light up eyes and stuff. I mean, it's cool that they're making this Thor, but
I'm 100% with Manny.
I'm not gonna get it. It's not. There's no question.
It's such a small part of the movie.
Yeah.
Like him in a hobo suit. I mean, I guess technically he got more screen time that way, but I don't know. It's just
it's cool.
It's
Don't
not
get me wrong,
iconic
but
Thor.
Yeah.
Real quick, breaking news: 20 minutes ago, 3-0 put up more pictures of Jon Snow, $188 and its pre-ordering begins May 17th, 2019.
Can you please link me that right now?
Yeah, I'm gonna tag you.
Okay.
yeah, me too.
Tag me.
Oh my god, I'm
Tag
not.
us all.
Tag everybody.
Come on,
Everyone.
All right,
Fuck it, tag Dylan.
Yeah, me. That'll
All
be
right,
my
so-
first Game of Thrones one.
Yay, dude!
Probably my only one.
I was just talking to someone today about how I like just snuck in under the wire collecting the Game of Thrones figures. Cause holy crap, their
I
prices
will say
skyrocketed.
this armor looks fantastic, and the head does not look bad.
Again,
I just tagged
promos,
y'all.
calm down.
Yeah, promos, but man, the armor looks really good.
I'm loading it right now.
All right, so let's let the guys take a look at
dude,
Jon
that's
Snow here.
sexy. I'm slightly aroused,
I am aroused. This is the season 8 look, by the way.
dude. That's not
I-
bad.
That is not bad
Yeah,
at all.
that looks really good. But Dean, if it makes you feel
He has a
better,
dragon glass dagger. Nice.
I think I like his earlier outfit more. But yeah, this is really, really cool.
Yeah, I like it too. It seems a little more like maneuverable. This one's that thick leather. Obviously, you want to not get stabbed, but yeah, I like his earlier look better. But damn, this looks.
Wait,
Wow,
how much
this
is
looks
how much is
fantastic.
the NRD on this?
Well, this is the 3-0 price, 188. So we'll see what the Hot Toys price is. I will say, Big Bad Toy Store, their prices on
Hot
Joffrey
Toys?
were exactly in line with 3-0's price. So,
Wait, what do you mean Hot Toys? You mean Sideshow?
I'm sorry. Yeah, the Sideshow's price may or may not be 188, but this is what 3-0's official.
It still looks like they're using those goofy ass boots.
The gloves look better though.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Can we just agree that the
Nice.
head looks terrible though? It does not look like him.
Actually,
It
it
doesn't
isn't bad.
It's not.
I
as,
don't mind
It's
it.
not
I don't
as
like
good
it.
as the third party head. That's
yeah,
for sure.
it's better than the first one, but still, I don't like
Actually,
it.
they're
It
using
looks
different.
off.
They're using different boots.
Really, they look really pretty much the same.
No, those are different. Damn, I want to get
No,
the OSK head.
Those really aren't that. In fact, I have the boots right here behind me.
They're not. The ones on your figure aren't that wrinkled.
Do you just have everything around you?
Look at this shit. What do you mean they're not that wrinkled?
No, I mean the new ones are super wrinkled.
Agree to disagree. They look
At any
pretty much
rate.
the same.
At any rate, breaking news. Let's talk about new releases. I really feel like this is going to be one of those ones that's going to be bargain bin soon. But the Patrol Trooper was released in Hong Kong.
Ooh,
Uh,
that's a cool figure.
It's
Yeah,
a neat
cool.
looking figure, but it's one of those things that I can't imagine it being
like
a
having,
Patrol
like,
Trooper.
It's like having a
like a
scout
spring
trooper
time?
without the bike. Why?
Yeah,
Yeah.
You need that little fucking whatever it is.
Yep. I'm right there.
Yeah, easy pass for me.
And then a lot of people in the United States this week are getting their Black Panthers from Black Panther movie. Really nice looking figure. And I know a lot of people that are really excited to finally have theirs. I know Chris from Six Skill Scavengers, I think, just got his today or yesterday.
That's crazy.
So that's a
I've
a
had my
cool
Black
figure.
Panther for like a month, maybe longer.
Yeah, but that's all that just depends on where you're at in the batch run.
Yeah.
Let's talk about something that I saw quite a bit on some of the groups. We did take some time off with Ian and then some backlog stuff, but there was a lot of people that were very upset by Hot Toys over May the 4th. And
Oh, yeah.
the discussion that they were upset was that Hot Toys didn't announce anything or didn't really release anything. It was a radio silence from them. Dean, what do you think about that?
Well, with the new movie coming out later this year, I think it's too early to announce any of those figures. Maybe potentially with spoilers or whatever. And also, other than maybe an Empire Han, I don't see what else they could release right now.
Yeah.
So to me, I wasn't surprised at all that they didn't announce anything.
Yeah.
they still have the Last Jedi figures coming out.
Yeah.
The two Lukes.
Mhm.
And then when did Kylo come out?
A few months ago,
Oh,
like
okay.
beginning of the year.
Yeah. So to me, it wasn't surprising at all, and I can't think of a single Star Wars figure I need that I don't either have or it's on pre-order. So I wasn't really looking forward to anything.
I
Yeah.
feel like they could have announced maybe some of the ones that they've teased. Like I know they've teased who am I
Like
thinking of?
Django.
Jango Fett.
Yeah, Django,
You know,
Fett.
Maybe
C-3PO.
some of the other ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's about it. I mean, I agree with Dean. There's not a whole lot that they could announce right now that wouldn't be too early for the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of people want Hot Toys to be like this company that's like everybody else that just does, follows the trend. Like they don't go to a lot of cons. They usually have like Sideshow bring their stuff to the cons for them. They're just not a company that's going to march to the beat of the drum that everyone else is doing.
Yeah.
And I can respect them for that. Like, they might not have been ready with a new product. Like they're not going to rush it to the market. They're very calculated in their releases. And I almost think it's better because that weekend, everyone's announcing everything. And if you're a company like Hot Toys, you really want the spotlight to be just on your figure. And releasing, they released the Patrol Trooper, last week. And that's not a massive release, but it's like that figure had the limelight to itself. If they would have released the Patrol Trooper on May 4th, it kind of would have got lost with everything else that was going on.
Yeah, I agree.
So I really don't see why people are getting so upset. I think people, it's a cool day, and like the Revenge of the Fifth, like it's cool, but I think these bigger companies that are higher end, like they're not really that concerned with it. Not only that, but I know Star Wars isn't like that big a deal in Asia. So I could easily see why they didn't choose to announce or release anything. But Manny, you're right. They do have a lot of stuff that has been long teased that really needs a release. Iron Spider, there's a lot of issues reported, mostly from the Asian collectors. I think it might be because they've had them for a little bit longer. But a lot of
cook that fried rice. Just kidding.
Wow, that was kind of racist. Wow. that message is not endorsed by Collecting Weekly. That was all Manny right there.
Yeah, kick me out.
But there's a lot of oranging, I guess you'd say. It's like the color on the suit is changing quite a bit. And a lot of these at first were thought to be figures that were stored in sunlight, but it turns out a lot of them were just people that had collections, not interfered by the sun. And they're saying like, oh, if you take a wet wipe and wipe it, it kind of fixes the issue.
But don't use the wipes for your BH because
Right.
those have like aloe vera.
That may be true, but the thing is,
You shouldn't have to do that.
no,
Because
not
mine's turning green.
Not even that. When you do that, you're removing. If red is coming off onto the wet wipe, that means you've removed some sort of something from the figure. And eventually, like if you continue to do that, you're going to have less and less material there. And it's kind of worrisome because initially the issues with that figure were, the posability, the durability of the suit. And it seems a lot of people have gotten past that. I know there's some reports that the material self-heals over time. I know Lenny from OSR has documented several instances of his suit recovering over time. But the wet wipe thing and the material that is changing colors is kind of concerning.
Man, that actually kind of happened right in the nick of time because you were just talking about getting that figure.
Yeah, well, I know a lot of people are talking about trying to get him because that suit is now in 4 films. It's shown at the end of Homecoming. It's shown in the Far From Home trailer, and then of course in Infinity War and Endgame. And that's a lot of
Oh god, dude,
movies.
spoilers, fuck.
That's a lot of movies for a suit like that to be in.
Hang on.
Yeah.
And Dylan, what do you have to
Specialized
say?
one like that. Yeah, just really super unfortunate. You guys got the most. Wasn't that your guys' most disappointing figure last year?
Yeah.
So I guess we called it early.
Yeah, nice job with that one. That's really bad. I would almost, because if it's not the sun, people are taking like wet wipe suit. Obviously, yeah, I don't think that
cool.
by any means, but
Yeah, that looks cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I
PJ's
It is
in
am
the
thinking
chat.
about getting it too.
PJ's in the
Do
chat.
it.
What's up,
Do it,
web
Zach.
rappers? And Victor,
Hey.
let's see. Damien says he needs Rebel figures from Hot Toys. So that is pretty cool.
That's like a sideshow thing.
Yeah. Dean, you saw Detective Pikachu recently. What did you think about it?
Dude, it was so much fun. I really, really enjoyed my time in the theater. They gave almost nothing away from the trailer.
Really?
So I was really not knowing exactly what the movie was about.
Uh-huh.
It was kind of like Pikachu, like, hey, we should solve this case together. And the kid's kind of reluctant.
Uh-huh.
And then you kind of get into why this kid's reluctant.
Yeah.
And it really ties this movie together. And then there's this huge mystery and twists and turns. And
It's a twisty movie, you'd say?
dude, very twisty. I think even Pikachu says that in the trailer.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I literally had no idea what to expect. I really, really liked it. I highly recommend going to see it. So if you're on the fence about seeing it, just go see it. It was a lot of fun.
What do you
Yeah.
I
think
can't wait.
of all the interpretations of the Pokemon in it?
Dude, none of them felt out of place, which is funny. Hey,
Good
he's
to know.
so cute.
I made my own. The other one, the
a lot
legit
of-
one was garbage.
They
Sorry.
really stuck to the original 100. Was it 101 or 151?
150.
150. I stuck to the original ones a lot. There was a few in there I didn't know just because I stopped with the what was it, the Kinto, or what was the
Kanto?
yeah the,
Hentai.
God damn it, man. The Pokemon after 150.
The low-hanging fruit there.
I don't know those Pokemon. So there was enough fan service in there for me that I was like, oh, I know that one, I remember that guy. And then there was also some in there that I was like, oh, I've never seen that before. That looks cool. But yeah, dude, they felt really real. It was cool.
I'm really excited. I'm between seeing,
We're talking about we're talking about movies, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you
I'm
said
pretty
that felt
excited.
real.
Damn it, man.
I'm between this movie and Godzilla.
Ooh,
And I'm leaning towards Godzilla because
I-
Godzilla 2014 was fucking dope.
dude,
Me
I really
too.
want to see Godzilla
Yeah.
too.
Go into that.
In fact, they had a new trailer for Godzilla for Pikachu.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I had never seen it before, and I was like even more hyped. I was like, hell yeah!
I can't wait for both. My kids have been bugging me to take them to see Pikachu and Godzilla. So I'm like, God, we're gonna have a busy couple weeks.
I
Yeah.
know.
It's
Speaking of which, we got the barbecue at Seth's house on Sunday. We're having a
Oh.
cast and crew barbecue. It's gonna be dope.
We're having peanut butter hot dogs.
We're having peanut butter hot dogs.
Bro, that sounds disgusting.
They are not
Oh.
bad.
I want it
They're-
so
they're
bad.
not-
if I go, I could go for like an hour and then I'll have to split.
Do it.
You're gonna do the
Oh.
split? Hell yeah.
Real quick, I was going to ask you guys, since we were on the kind of the subject of Godzilla, did you see that Sideshow started carrying SH Monster arts or figure arts?
Yeah.
They're
I saw
actually
that
carrying
day.
a lot of different figure lines now.
And now they have King Ghidorah on there that's already waitlisted for $180 from the movie.
Yeah.
And
That's
I
crazy.
just thought that figure was super cool.
Already
It looks
waitlisted? Jeez.
I want to say it's already sold out on BBTS also, but I'm not.
Yeah, that's going to be worth a lot.
Kind of back to the figure arts for a second, or Bandai. I have Gogeta on pre-order, the Super Saiyan Blue. I've had him at GameStop on pre-order for a while, and he keeps popping up. You know, people keep getting him, and I was like, "Damn! Like, I hope I didn't miss a phone call from GameStop because I never answer my phone." And so I called them, like, "No, we're not gonna get it for like 2 more months." I was like, "Dude, what the hell?
Damn. that's
Crazy.
bad.
I need to order from like Japanese sites or something because everyone gets their shit way early, and I never get my stuff." So
Yeah, that's how I felt about Boo though. Like I kept seeing pictures of him, and like everybody's like, "Oh, this is so awesome." I'm like, when am I ever gonna see him?
Yeah.
dude, I really want a Brawly so bad, but I cannot find it anywhere. Not
I'd
even
like to give a shout out to Dean and Seth. You guys are both angels. I'm getting into figure arts, and this morning Dean was like, "I will give you my Super Ghost Kamikaze from Gotenks," and then Seth was like, "I will give you my Fat Boo head."
I wouldn't
Yeah,
thank me
beautiful.
just yet because I
Seth's gonna give you head and Dean's gonna give you what?
Just kidding.
Wow. So one of you guys
Damn,
wanted
Seth, you gonna let Manny talk about you like that?
to, Seth is the most superior Seth, which we'll talk about later. But it's a hilarious story. You're gonna want to stay till the end of the podcast.
He's super Seth.
So you guys wanted to talk about a movie changing your mind on a figure for better or worse.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Who wants to kick it off?
I'll take it. So, what was it? Last show I was on, I was trashing that new Hot Toys Captain America, right?
The
Oh yeah,
in-game
yeah,
version,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, the end game, and I was like, man, it looks terrible. I don't like it.
Which,
You know?
real quick, by the way, I guess the two accessories are they confirmed as the Mjolnir and then
The
the broken
broken.
shield.
Yeah,
I challenge everybody to go back and listen to that episode. I called that shit.
Well, everyone called that shit. We literally all knew that it was going to be that.
Hey, real quick. Shut the fuck up.
Seth,
Did you
I'm sorry, go
pre-order
ahead.
it, Seth?
I did not pre-order it, but man, am I tempted because I had
Manny,
seen the
did you?
movie.
Yeah,
hadn't seen
I
the
pre-ordered
movie
it.
at that point. So after seeing the movie, I'm like, man, that figure is really awesome.
It's gonna sound gay, but like when he was swinging his hammer, I was like, hell yeah, I got soaked.
You got rock hard.
Hell yeah, real fast.
It got dork fast.
Hey Seth, let me ask you a question.
What's up?
Do you're not a fan of The Last Jedi, right?
I mean, it's not like I don't hate it, but it's not my favorite.
Okay, but then you got the Kylo Ren.
Yeah,
So like that can also be an example of, I mean, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Y'all save me. I'm drowning.
Well,
You didn't
I guess
love the film,
maybe
but
maybe not going off what Manny said, but there's definitely movies that have made me really
Moist?
consider a figure. Like Dean and I were talking about it earlier, but Maleficent the movie.
Dude, I was about
I-
to say that.
I fucking want the Hot Toys bad. And there was a guy that was selling one. He was like, if I can keep the Raven, you can get it for this price. And it was like really cheap. One day I'm gonna have to hit him up. But that's a figure that I never would have considered until I saw the film, although it has no
Yeah.
place in my collection. There's certainly figures that I really liked the design of, like Deadshot, and then seeing Suicide Squad, even though he was a really good part of that movie, just a bad movie overall that really made me not want the figure. And maybe for better or worse, like, seeing the Russell Crowe third-party Roman general figure, I didn't really ever consider that figure. And then once I had rewatched Gladiator as an adult, I was like, God damn, I need that figure. So I guess, I usually find more often than not that it really helps my mind on the figure for the better than for the worse. Because I don't see that many movies. I know you guys always joke with me about it, but I really only see movies that I know are going to be good. And usually I've made up my mind to get or not to get a figure before I see the movie. I will say maybe the one exception to that is I really went into in-game thinking I was going to get the in-game Mark 85, but I kind of liked more what the Mark 50 did in Infinity War, and I ended up going into the theater thinking like I'm gonna leave this theater and immediately pre-order the 85. And when I left, I immediately pre-ordered the 50. Not because I didn't like Tony Stark's story in that movie, but I just felt that I'm kind of weird. I'm kind of weird, but like I buy figures. I'm like, what cool diorama could I make with this? Like a cool base. And like with the Tony Stark Iron Man Mark 50, there's like a lot of different scenes that he's in and a lot of different things that you can replicate as a diorama. So
yeah, I get
kind
it.
of
Yeah, you are weird.
yeah. So I that's kind of my thoughts on that. Do you guys have anything else to say about that?
Same as you, I would say. Like, I've never really had a movie talk me into a figure, but I've had a movie talk me out of a figure before.
Which figure?
The
oh, he's getting
tactical-
giggly.
the tactical Batman, which is still super cool. So this is an interesting subject. I think
Hey,
Oh.
put your pussy away.
it's a. I think of that figure because it's the movie's really the only thing holding it up, and I don't have a Batfleck yet,
Yeah.
so I think I just want to get the regular version of it.
Yeah.
But I guarantee if the movie was good, since I'm such a big Batman fan, I definitely would have had both.
Who's your
from
favorite
it.
Batman? Let me ask you.
I know where this is headed. but
He's gonna say
Pretty-
fucking Keaton.
no, I would probably say Bale.
Val Kilmer.
Say Kilmer.
Bale. Wow.
Uh,
I'm actually gonna agree with Dylan on a figure that was changed by the movie, and it's not necessarily a good movie, but the Iron Batman,
Armored Batman.
the armored Batman. Sorry,
We got
always do
complaints
that.
last time. People
That's
did
really
complain.
funny.
last time.
I always do that. The armored Batman. Those scenes are pretty much the only redeeming factor of that movie.
Dude, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, the scene where he fucked shit up in the warehouse. Is pretty
actually,
dope.
Wonder
Yeah.
Woman
Oh,
was
that's
pretty
true.
amazing.
That is
Oh,
true.
dude. Yeah.
Damn, now you're making me
Um,
want to go watch BVS again.
But damn, I was like, I need to own that figure, and you had
Dude,
gotten it, Zach.
Batman
and-
kills, bro.
Yeah, I just
Literally.
got lucky that you're like, you know what? I'm just gonna sell it. I think you had sold your Superman. And you're like,
Yeah, it was one of those that I got for a good price. I traded in like some random shit in my closet and got a really good price on it, and I was able to pass that savings on to you.
Yeah, I got it under retail.
I think it was like 180.
No, I paid you more than that.
Nah, no, you didn't.
And oh, my PS4's turning off. Anyway, but now it's like, well, now I need either a Wonder Woman, which
You've been wanting for a while. It's been
hell
months.
yeah, especially after the Wonder Woman movie, I was like,
Fantastic.
I definitely need a Wonder Woman, and I'd
Yeah.
rather have her in Batman than a Superman because I really just don't like Superman. And like, I'll see him pop up for 180, and I'm like, I just don't want to spend that money on a character I really don't like. So
Yeah.
I'd be totally content with having armored Batman and a Wonder Woman, and then just have a DC shelf, and like that's it.
Nice.
So those are the only two that have like swayed me, like watching a movie and then like wanting to get the figure.
Hey guys,
Yeah.
now that we're talking about DC really quick, nothing ever happened with Shazam from Hot Toys. I just
Not
realized.
No,
yet.
they teased it on
That's
April
true.
1st, exactly at midnight, and then they haven't shown anything since. So that's a cruel. That is a cruel tease.
Well,
for
if they
DC.
tease it, at least you know it's probably coming out.
Not
No,
necessarily.
they've teased plenty of things that they've canceled, like the Batmobile, the Falcon.
Oh, the Poe Dameron.
Did you see the I think it's the Prime One or it might be Iron Studios, their quarter scale Shazam?
Yeah, it looks fantastic.
No, I didn't
That's
see that.
awesome.
I think
It
it's
looks so cool.
QMX. I could be wrong.
That's the two different head sculpts.
Speaking
Where he's,
of
like,
which,
blowing gum and
that's a
then-
good transition, Manny. You're also being tempted by the Iron Studio.
Ooh, that's
Yeah,
right.
I get
Tell me about
moist now. Well, because I had always, I mean, I've always known about Iron Studios, but I didn't really, you
Like
know,
your
I
whole life, or
no, like I mean, I've been aware of them, I guess you could say, but they just they showed off their Thor, their thick Thor, and that's the one that I want, and I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, that's actually really cool.
That's a good looking statue, dude.
it
Yeah,
really-
dude. And they have Thanos, which looks good. They have Star Lord, which looks good. Zach, you showed me the Batman.
Yeah.
And I've seen that one, like, you know, when it was first announced, but I didn't, you know, I was like, oh yeah, that's Iron Studios. So I just like shrugged it off. But yeah, dude, they're really calling my name, and the price is not bad for
No,
you know
get
their
a
stuff.
1/10 for $100.
Yeah, dude, I like it. So maybe
Their
I'll get that
Thanos
Thor
looks
if
really good too.
Hot Toys doesn't announce their, which I'm crossing my fingers. They
Yeah.
come
You,
out with.
you know they're going to. I know Dean says they're not, but they're going to.
They have
Yeah.
to.
I just want to give a quick shout out to Manny really quick.
Me?
He's come such a long way as a collector.
Oh,
Yeah, he
thanks.
used to collect pops. Now he's into cool stuff.
I remember.
I mean, I still.
slowly but surely hanging out with me and Zach. He was like, "Oh, let me dabble into this," and then now it's like all he gets. And now he's
Yeah.
moving into statues. Damn.
Yeah.
What a
I'm
guy!
going-
Time.
Moving on up.
What a guy! So
They grow
in
so
game,
fast.
in game surpassed. The trailers nowadays claim that it's the #1 opening of all time, whatever that means. But I wanted to ask you guys a question. I saw this video, and it's this crowd. It's like the crowd is someone's filming it, and this crowd is going hype. This is like opening night, opening week, and this crowd is going fucking bananas, screaming like howler monkeys for everything. And this is during the Avengers Assemble part.
Okay.
And I guess my question is to you guys: can a crowd be too hype?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Okay,
don't know.
so during this crowd, like obviously they're screaming and cheering when Cap gets the hammer, and when
Me?
the Black Panther, T'Challa, and all the Wakandans step out and they're doing that war chant. The whole theater is chanting the war chant. Like, is that too high? Because in the comic it was 50-50, and for me, I would have loved to have been there. That was like a very powerful scene, and it seemed like a very powerful moment. But I just really want to see what you guys think about that.
I'm totally cool with cheering and getting excited, but the second the moment's over, shut up.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
keep it going and it's like, dude, I'm just trying to listen to this, like, can you please shut up? Then it kind of get like, read the moment. You should be able to know when to tone it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that.
That's where I'm at.
I
Okay.
agree.
Yeah, I agree too. Really quick, when Cap says Avengers Assemble, like, was that the best assemble? Is that the best choice of word? Like, shouldn't he say
That's
like
the
attack or something?
iconic thing.
I know, but like,
Well, it's kind of like I am Iron Man when Tony snaps his fingers. Like, is that the best thing he could have said? I don't know, but it's the most iconic thing he could have said.
that is actually really cool. But you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
Well, they teased him saying Avengers Assemble at the end of Ultron.
Mm-hmm.
And it was
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
gonna say it, because it's like like that's their thing, like Transformers roll out, it's Avengers Assemble, like, cool.
No, you're right.
And then it's like,
They
he
did
didn't do it, and then he finally did it, the most epic part.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
did
you're
so
right.
many
No,
fan services in that movie, and that was a huge
Oh,
one.
I will say, Manny, that they had already assembled, like they were already there.
yeah, I guess
So
that was
it's
my
like,
point.
but yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I didn't mind it.
Is it Captain
that-
America or
yeah.
Captain Hindsight?
Yeah.
Dylan, I know you wanted to talk Mezco, and we're introducing a segment for Dylan called Mezco Minute. Dylan, the
Hey.
floor is yours.
All right, so the two big ones that
Hello.
just recently,
Ooh, one of them was today, wasn't it?
yeah. So one was the Ultimate King Kong of Skull Island,
Eh,
rolled out for $250.
Kind of a
It's-
high price point.
it's 18 inches tall, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's enormous. I don't know if that wouldn't. I don't know if that would be what scale that would be. I don't think they're really.
That Kong is like 300 feet, I think.
Yeah, so that would be
So it's
still
like
a-
1/200th scale or something like that. I'm
Yeah.
too lazy to do math, but it's
So-
something like that.
and the thing that I wasn't super impressed on was the head sculpts or the portraits, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah,
I wasn't like they seem really cartoony in a sense.
yeah.
Like it's definitely Mezco usually does a lot better with their head sculpts than that, and it just seems a little cheaply done.
Especially for such a large figure.
Exactly. Like they could
Yeah.
have done so much. Almost like people always talk about. Do you ever think, or in a lot of the Mezco groups, people are always like, "Do you think? Could you imagine what Mezco would do with 1/6 figures and stuff like that? And if they would reflect this, I don't know if I'd want it." But anyway, so yeah, I was a little disappointed by it, but I wasn't really looking for it. But
Yeah. The price
this
point is kind of out there. I mean, it's already getting discounted on BBTS, like a 20% discount. And it's just kind of a weird thing because they just released the 30s Kong, the original Kong, in 6-inch scale, and it was like $30. It was
They released the
really cheap.
dong in 6-inch.
And to go up to 250 for a figure 3 times as large, maybe, but with NECA coming in with their 18-inch figures starting at $100, and this
what I
doesn't
was
look
just gonna
any
say.
better or worse than a NECA, is kind of insane. Not only that,
Yeah.
it's a very, not saying that sculpting fur is easy, but it's like there's not a lot of, there's no tailoring. There's, a few heads. The price point just seems really out there. I don't think that
Yeah.
they're going to sell that well.
I agree. I was
Dylan,
gonna
go
throw that. I was gonna throw that out there about the NECA thing. Like if you compare that size of figures, kind of, you got to look at kind of NECA because they have done really well with their quarter scale figures. Like
Yeah.
people have been super impressed. I had the City Hunter and I had to get rid of it just because it was too big.
Yeah.
And
There's no such thing as too big.
We can't all be so fortunate, Manny.
Damn it, man! Stop it.
But yeah, I would say it's like quality wise, it looks on par with NECA's figures that are like what you said, $100. So I don't really see it there.
Yeah.
But the next one that they just came out with earlier today, they put on pre-order in 1 day and 11 hours. The countdown is on. Is the John Wick Mezco exclusive deluxe edition.
Yeah,
This comes with
a lot of stuff.
a lot, almost like I was saying, almost too much. Like it comes with like the boxes where
Yeah.
he puts, like the chest where he puts all of his guns. I mean, it's cool if you can store them all, I guess there, which it looks like you can. And it's got like gold coins, his new dog, their firing effects. So I'm not a huge fan of Hot Toys fire effects, but I love it on Mezco figures. So I like that they included them.
Yeah,
Oh my lord, the amount of stuff that comes with it, it's almost overwhelming, but that's priced at 120 it looks like, and I
Yeah.
can see that one selling out. Usually, so Mezco's exclusives usually sell out really quickly. Like the Onyx Batman, that one sold out I think within what they say, like a half hour on their website when that got released and the site crashed. And I can see, I don't think this one will be quite that popular because of the price point, but I can definitely see it selling out pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about the Mezco pre-order process? I think maybe you mentioned it in listener special, but maybe just to remind people.
What process?
Well, is there a queue, or it's just like the website opens up and whoever orders
So
whatever?
this is the first time they started doing. I don't know if it's the first time, but they recently have lately started doing this queue, or it seems like it's sometimes they'll do it where they do this countdown thing, and then yeah, I know a lot of people have problems with trying to check out through PayPal.
Yeah.
So they'll have to like go in and add their card, and by the time they get it all figured out, this figure's sold out.
Yeah.
So that's what happened with Onyx Batman.
Yeah.
But the thing with Onyx Batman is they didn't tell. There wasn't a countdown. They just like at midnight one night went up. They're like, "Hey, Onyx Batman up for sale," and everyone just went nuts somehow. So like, or no, they gave like a teaser through their Twitter or something like that, but they didn't say the times. So they're super strange with how they do it. And lately, it looks like with these two figures, they have legit actual countdowns. So that might be their way of trying to take care of that in a sense. But I know it's a huge complaint with the Mezco community is how they do their pre-order methods for their exclusives.
It really bothers me that it's 2019. You know, we got fiber, we got all these cool things and technology, and people are still, you know, getting figures sniped in their carts. Like I feel like when Hasbro Pulse puts up figures, you know, I know they ran into this issue with the Phantom Menace Anniversary Collection. You know, if you have it in your cart and you're early enough, like they know how many figures that they have. You know, give people like 2 minutes to check out.
Yeah, a timer.
You know,
like
yeah.
there's so many times that I've bought things that were refunded because we oversold, or I've bought things and I'm in PayPal, I'm ready to check out, and then it says, you know, there's no quantity left. It's just a weird thing that this is still happening in this day and age, you know?
Agreed.
I know there was a thing with Wizards of the Coast. They released a Magic the Gathering set, and I'm not too into Magic, but a lot of people, they did it on eBay for whatever reason, and a lot of people missed out. And they gave people like a gift card and a refund, but the gift card was like not that great, and then the refund was like minus tax, and it was just
Gotta
like
have the tax.
yeah, Manny knows all about the tax, so it was just a weird thing. A lot of people were out of more money than they spent.
Please excuse me real quick.
Without getting the actual thing that they ordered. So it's just weird. I really wish there was a queue type system with some of these figures. For Grinds My Gears, I know you guys wanted to talk about people complaining about the quality of figures, specifically when there's damage out of the box that was caused by the collector. I think, Seth, that was what you wanted to bring up.
Yeah. So I see it a lot, and it just really bugs me. Like, you pull the figure out of the box, and somebody's like, "Oh, I snapped a wrist peg right out of the box. Such terrible quality from Hot Toys."
It's because they weren't using those high quality Hong Kong pegs, man.
Yeah.
Like, we know this is they include extra wrist pegs in the box for that explicit reason. So
Yeah.
why are you throwing a fit about it? Like, that's something that happens. So it's
Or,
not
like-
they're terrible.
Although,
quality, it's just,
although, does it happen? I've literally never had that issue.
Were you broken a
I
wrist peg?
haven't either. Like, not like right out.
Not
of the box.
out of the box.
Well, I
or
was like,
even-
man, you've been collecting for a long time. You have a lot of
Or-
figures. You've never broken a wrist peg. That's incredibly impressive.
or even from an actual like Hot Toys figure, like a third party one, sure, or even like one of those like $15 knockoff bodies that you got on eBay.
Yeah. I've had
Those,
some very minor issues with Hot Toys. Like my Anakin out of the box, one of the studs on the belt came off, and it was like, just a dot of glue to fix it.
Yeah.
Minor issues like that. I know Sideshow has a lot of issues with like their lightsabers. When people buy their figures, they come warped out of the box.
And I could see throwing a fit about that.
And then
but anyway.
like my Palpatine, the LED light went out on the throne, and they sent me
yeah,
a
that's
new one works perfectly fine.
right.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Seth, I see that a lot. People will get a figure and they don't know how to articulate it, and they break something in the body, and they're like, "Oh, this is garbage." And it's
Yeah.
like, no, I just don't know if you knew what you were doing.
Yeah, did you read the instructions?
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
usually see it a lot with Iron Man figures. Is they'll start just going on it all willy nilly, articulating it, and they don't read the instruction book that says, "Hey, move flap 1, 2, 3 out of the way before you move the legs up."
Right.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
usually where I see it most often.
I broke my Iron Man that way, and Zach was nice enough to help me fix it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, dude, do you watch reviews at all? Everyone literally says, read the fucking pamphlet that comes with the figure before you even touch this thing.
Yeah, and the great
Yeah.
part is that if you get a figure not new, and it doesn't have the instruction manual for whatever reason, Sideshow puts up digital copies of a lot of them. So
Yeah. No, you can literally find those instruction manuals anywhere online. So I think it's mostly their fault.
yeah,
But it really annoys me that, it's like, oh, such terrible quality when, I mean, there are some major quality issues with some figures and, fully blame them on Hot Toys.
yeah,
Breaking a wrist peg is not one of them.
The
yeah. You gotta go
Predator
with the
figures.
highest quality Hong Kong pigs that you can find. We'll provide an update on that soon once people
Yeah.
send us the pegs. Yeah, I get what you mean.
Those
It does-
collectors need to get pigs.
Yeah.
Dylan, I know
Don't
you wanted
Google
to
search that,
talk
guys.
a listener take, even though you're a co-host right now in this episode. You wanted to talk about reissuing figures, a bit of our discussion from last week.
Yeah, it was a hot topic after the Mark 43 and Hulkbuster one. So I know I don't think you guys really covered it then. So I was saying Dean's point last week. What he was saying, if people haven't listened to that, listen to that entire conversation, because it starts off pretty like basic, kind of how most conversations go. But the way it ends, how Dean's final couple points are right on par with mine. Like, I couldn't have said any better, to where Hot Toys are always going to be collectibles because of the retail price of them, not because of the aftermarket price. Aftermarket price doesn't mean they're not collectibles. You know what I mean? Like we were joking, there's the Stormtroopers from the sequels trilogy that are discounted pretty heavily and go way under retail, but there's not that many Hot Toys that do that per se.
Yeah, I would say more increase in value than decrease.
Exactly. So, and reissues don't really affect that a ton. I think you just have to, like what he was saying, respect what the company is trying to do. Like, they say they see all these potential new fans of theirs paying $500 for a Doctor Strange. Like why wouldn't you? What are you laughing at?
Oh,
Manny sent me a Snapchat of Dean with the girl filter. I'm sorry.
man, I look
distracting
really
me.
good though.
Hey,
just
there it is.
Oh.
Look, Dean is looking hella thick.
Oh, Dylan looks good. Oh, Seth.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Facial hair does not translate well on there.
Shit. That is funny. Wow.
Wait. Oh no.
Wow.
God damn it.
I'm sorry. What were you saying, Dylan?
I don't remember. Oh,
About Dean's point.
Yeah, it's not like, I think it's not something they should do with every figure, and I don't think they should do it like to figures that came out 4 or 5 years ago. But
Yeah.
I think it's fine with something as specialized as like the Hulkbuster.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
things like that, I think it's fine. The Hulkbuster will never ever lose value. It's kind of a centerpiece for everyone that has it, and people that are getting into the hobby, that's usually such a lost cause, and to give them a chance at a figure like that, I think is super cool. I don't own it. I understand why it's so cool,
Yeah.
but I think that was a good one. And the Mark 43, I mean, that kind of just goes along with that one. The Mark 43, people complained about it. I didn't really understand it.
Yeah.
Its value wasn't all that high in the
Yeah.
first
At
place.
that point, it was like
Yeah.
pretty much going for retail.
Right. And the Thor thing, so most of the time with this whole thing, I'm on the side. I would normally be on the side of the collectors who have been collecting the longest. Like, oh, that's the perks of it, like what you said, Zach.
Yeah.
Which is a really good point. Like, because I've been collecting since like 2011, I think. Hot
God
Toys.
damn.
So, like, I want to agree with that because I have some cool figures that people obviously can't get very well, and that feels awesome. But at the same time, how else are you going to get people into the hobby? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. Because like me and Manny, we've been collecting Manny, like 3 years, maybe 4.
Yeah.
So I missed out on a lot of great figures that I didn't even know existed. Shit, there's sometimes I'm like, damn, they made a figure of that. Let me track that down. And it's like, well, I'm never gonna own that figure because why would I spend that kind of money? But
Shout out Joshua. Sorry, Joshua's in the chat.
oh, hey, what's up, Josh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I definitely agree with you and Zach on that front, because it's like, well, damn, I put in the work and they're just gonna reissue it. But as somebody who's like, well, I didn't have the luxury of collecting since 2011.
Exactly. Like
It's
age
like-
thing. It's like you can't help that.
Right. Or like, yeah, like a kid in high school who just got his first job and like,
Yeah.
oh, I want to track this figure down. It's like, well, good luck, dude. You're gonna have to work all summer
Yeah.
just to pay for it.
Exactly. And
Um,
like I even fell under that with the new Thor re-release, where I was actually on the other end of the spectrum because I was waiting until freaking Endgame to come out to decide which one I wanted more,
Yeah.
and he went on
Right.
waitlist on Wednesday, and I saw the movie on Thursday as soon as I could.
Oh.
You know, so I was super jacked when they re-released it, but I think that was more of just like a pure business
Yeah.
decision on their part. But yeah, so I was relieved by that one, but I just think that like they should I'm not super against it. I just don't think they should dabble too far into it to where instead like they're re-releasing figures that they could be maybe remaking, which is a whole nother hot topic.
I don't know about that.
yeah, because you have figures like Thor, right? They just came out with it. They're still probably in production. Hell, just extend the production period longer, have more
Yeah.
people get it. But then you have figures like maybe like a Marty McFly who hasn't been out and its price is insane. And it's like, well, collectors really want this guy. Or even like the Doctor Strange, perfect example. He hadn't been out in like what, 3 years?
Yeah,
And
but
then,
there's more movies though with Doctor.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
But it
maybe
was like-
for anniversaries of like, I wouldn't say do it willy nilly, but
Yeah, but
I
that
get
was
what you're
like-
saying.
That was at the point where they were like, we're not releasing Infinity War figures because everyone's outfits are the same.
Yeah, that was, and then they reneged.
And then they're like, all
Right.
right, fuck it, Doctor Strange, because everybody's gouging for this figure.
Yeah.
spending
Yeah.
$600 on it, just re-release it or come out with a new one.
Yeah.
But yeah, something like a Marty McFly would definitely, I wouldn't want to say hurt the collector that has it,
Mhm.
because I feel like in instances where they've, like the new vintage collection, 5 POA 1977 re-releases of the Star Wars figures,
Uh-huh.
that's not going to hurt the value of the original carded figures.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
What? Just kidding.
But it gives somebody the chance of like, oh, I really want a Darth Vader that looks complete on my shelf.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's like, but then you have to like contend with like, oh, which Vader is it? Is it a re-release or the original? You know what I mean?
Well,
Well-
the re-releases are taller.
Are they? I haven't really delved too deep into that because I'm not that interested in collecting those.
Yeah.
But 'cause some people freak out like, oh, I have the original ones. How dare you? It's like, dude, one, they're gonna have a timestamp on them. Chill out.
Yeah.
So, like, take this for example. Also like just going back to to just plain Hot Toys. They just came out with the Hot Toys Wolf Predator heavy weaponry.
Mhm.
They came out with one, I want to say the cleaner version, which was the big one. What was it, like 2014, 15-ish area? Maybe it was before that. This was like before I think I even started collecting, and that thing is still going for brand new $300, and I know that's not what it retailed at.
Right.
And they
Yeah.
just came out with a whole redone version of the Wolf Predator.
He's
from
like
Alien
dirty or
vs.
something.
A little bit, but it's just like a better body. His
Oh, okay.
weapons are different. Like it's supposed to, they call it like heavy weaponry. Not a whole lot has changed, except they just made it as a better figure, like a better body, pretty much everything. And
Right.
the old one, almost probably pushing 10 years old, is still going for $300 right now. I mean, it used to be like $500, but that was way too much for the quality of it anyways. And so it was arguably a figure that needed it, but also, and so they did it, and it really didn't take a whole lot from the old version of it.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, I'm completely on board.
Let's
Also,
talk- Oh, I'm sorry, go
oh,
ahead, dude.
I was just gonna say they haven't announced anything about Marty McFly. I was just saying that would be a cool figure to be re-released
Yeah.
because now his price is insane.
Yeah.
So last podcast, Ian gave us a story, a teaser to a story, and in our haste, we forgot to talk about it. The figure that he fucked up out of the box. It's a 2-part audio file. I'm gonna play it now, and I haven't heard it yet. So this we're gonna have a first take on here. Dean, let me know if it's too loud. Okay.
Okay.
Let's see.
Real quick, guys. That's
I got asked.
Damn it, Manny.
oh, dude. Sorry. That's the comparison.
Oh,
The new one's
wow.
on top.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
good that there's some sort of method by which you can discern the
Yeah.
two. Okay,
Sorry,
so
go
I'm
ahead.
gonna play this and
Sorry, King Ian.
No. All right, so we'll take a quick break. We'll listen to this, and then we'll be right back.
Hey guys, I got asked on one of the Facebook pages what the figure was I fucked up straight out the box, and it was a New Hope Leia. Yeah, I got it. It was payment for a load of commission work, and I thought, it's an awesome figure, but I think I might be able to turn it into an Empire Leia. So I took a Dremel to the hair, which also took the tiny earlobe bits off as well because her ears are under the hair. So I had a hairless, earless Leia. I thought, that's all right. I'll resculpt some ears and I'll give a go at sculpting the hair. It was a fucking disaster. The ears looked shit, the hair looked shit. So effectively, I opened it up, fucked it right up, and then, and to be fair, I ended up splitting the figure, selling all the bits because I was just done with it at that point. I thought, nah, bollocks to that. But yeah, that was the figure I fucked up straight out of the box.
And then here's the part 2.
Oh, for a second, I thought he said it was commissioned to him. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Okay.
It sucks either way, but okay.
So, out of curiosity, is there anything you guys have done? Because I've done it loads with parts. Like, you get something, you order it because you're going to fuck about with it and customize it, and you bollocks it up. But is there any full figures, bits, pieces you guys have got you've been dead excited to get because you got a little project in mind, and then it's just all turned to rat shit?
All right, and we are back. Ian, what a fantastic story, and of course, posing a question. I'll kick this off, and it's not a figure that I personally dislike.
Iron Man?
Yeah, I know you guys are going to talk about it. So I personally, so I have a Mark 42, and I damaged the Mark 42. My daughter was running in the garage, and she tripped over a ledge, and I was coming home with the Iron Man, and dropped the Iron Man to catch my daughter like a good father would. Really scratched the shit out of the paint on the back, and I'd been wanting to do this for a while, weathering it and airbrushing some black on there and some metal chipping. Perfect opportunity to do so. And I know, Dean, in the listener special, you mentioned that I took it too far. Looking at it in the case, I still really like the way it came out, but I guess that's one thing that I personally like it, but you guys think it's not that great. Have you guys ever taken anything that you customized and messed up on it as well?
I don't customize my figures.
Yeah, I customize it for you.
Yeah, I have no expertise or skill or practice doing it. Or really, usually never the want or need to. So I literally have no experience in that. So
yeah,
take it away, anyone else.
Nobody talks.
No one, anyone?
Nobody.
No,
You're the
my
only
figures
dude
come
that
right out of the box to the
customize.
shelf.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't done a ton that I felt confident in. The only work I've done is to reinforce the. I feel like I keep bringing up Predators and no one cares about them. The Hot Toys Predator from the movie Predators.
Okay.
They had like the side straps across their chests where you like would nudge it and they would come unglued and fall off.
Yeah.
So I just pretty much reinforced them right out of the box. But other than that, I haven't done a ton with it. I've read all the things on like how to knock off the dome of like the Vaders and for the perfect helmet, and I haven't even started going up any of that tree yet.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I guess I'm really the big customizer in the group. So, and out of all of us, but I think that's the only figure that I've messed up out of the box.
Well, maybe all of yours. Yeah, all of yours are
I hate
pretty
you so
bad.
much. But
what are you doing to the Rex when you get it?
Actually, I don't think I'm gonna mess with it at all. It's
How
one of
far
those.
are you?
I could get it as early as Friday, but I think I'm gonna wait until like June to get it, and then that would be for my birthday
Cool.
/ Father's Day.
What are you gonna do to Mark 50?
But
when you
I'm
get
not
it?
going. No, like I guess when they get that high in price, like it's almost better not to mess with them. And then because like I said, the Mark 42 was already damaged, so I couldn't sell it for what I paid for it. But the Rex, it's one of those that I know is going to go up in value, so it's always one of those things I could sell down the line if I choose to. And same with the Mark 50, at the rate that Hot Toys diecasts are increasing in value.
So you buy to resell. I see.
No, I don't buy to resell, but I certainly like to get as much money as I paid for them, if not more. I mean, that's
Just kidding.
Nice,
He's
one
the
of
type
those
of-
guys, Zach.
He's
Nope,
the type
I'm
of guy
not.
that he takes pictures open to take pictures
Uh-huh.
only. And
Yeah.
then,
Yeah, never displayed.
Nope, never displayed.
Yeah. Well,
Zach, I like your pink hat.
thank you. My friend's company here. It's called Millennial Mutt, and
Oh, nice.
Manny's making fun of my hat here, but this hat supports breast cancer awareness. So
Nice,
hilarious,
Manny.
hilarious
It was
joke, Manny.
nice.
Hilarious joke. You put Timmy from the Fairly Odd Parents. I'm just trying to support breast cancer. I don't know what Manny's on about.
You're trying
Manny,
to support
send me
breast
some more
cancer?
snaps. Manny, send me some more snaps with the filters. He got so dirty.
Yeah.
Oh
That's
my
mean.
god.
Anyways,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Seth has a literally insane story.
Oh,
We're at the point of the podcast where we've talked about what we're going to talk about for collecting, but I love the little off-topic segments that we have. Seth,
But do you really?
no, I love them. Those are the funniest parts of the show.
yeah. We got Leslie Cutts out of that, and all kinds of good tales.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, Seth, I would say maybe don't mention the name of the group because it's public, and I don't want people to be like
That's true.
annoying your group friends.
I need to change the.
Yeah, you need to
How are
change
you
it to
gonna tell
private.
So, I'll start off my story with I guess it's been like a week ago now. So I see this shirt on Facebook, and it's like one of those, suggested ads, and it's like it says the name Seth and all these character traits on it, and I'm like, that's funny. I wonder if any other Seths have commented on this, and I look, and there's at least 50 comments from Seth.
Well, real quick, can you tell us what the shirt was?
It was just like I can't even remember what it all said.
You showed me the picture. It was a shirt, and it was like Seth, and it was like looks the best, the coolest guy. It was like a hype up,
it was
like
he
it
notices
was like Seth
everything,
written
but,
like vertically, horizontally, and it was like the coolest guys are named Seth. But it was like 50 sayings of Seth in one shirt. Like
And it was
no one would have this shirt. Like
Like
No.
50-year-old dads named Seth would wear.
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
the kind of shirt that your mom would buy you.
Yeah,
and
Dylan, that was
so-
funny.
it was really funny.
yeah.
But I commented on it. I was like, this is really funny. Look at all these other Seths. I just came here for the comments. And this one guy was like, hey, it would be funny if we started a Facebook group.
Uh-huh.
And so I replied back to his comment. I was like, yeah, that's totally funny. If you start the group, let me know.
Yes.
And it wasn't like an hour later, I get this notification that, I've been invited to this group.
Uh-huh.
So I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'll join. I was the second member in the group.
Yeah.
And so he invited me to be a moderator of the group. And so I'm thinking, how many Seths are really going to join a Facebook group just for Seth?
Yeah.
Today we have 183 people in it.
And that group is popping. I want to read some of these threads because it is a public
That's a
group.
lot of Seths.
Now, I see that one of the other admins is taking a break from Facebook. I think the Seth got to him. It was too much. But there's, he says Seth Tucker will be taking over. But it's funny because everyone in the group's name is Seth. There's a book called The Seth Material, a Seth book. Ironically, it's by Jane Roberts.
The book kills me.
This guy's like, "What's up, Seth's Empire?" And some guy's like, "We should do a fight review of the best Seth." And there's a guy whose last name is Best, and he's like, "Well, ... There is all kinds of things. They're like, "Oh, where do you work? Anyone into guns? Anyone into cars?" It's hilarious. It is literally the most active group I've ever seen, and it's all people named Seth. And there's like Seth problems. It's like I think we've all been called Sethy at one point. This guy's like, this group is Sethsational. Just literally the best. Okay, so I found the actual original shirt. It says Seth, completely unexplainable, notices everything but won't say it. The most loyal friend and dedicated lover, has zero tolerance for stupidity, professional at lie detecting, can offend you with their honesty, tends to hold feelings inside. Their mind will always be 10 steps ahead of yours, the sweetest until provoked, lives by their very own way. A warrior's mentality with a poet's soul, not a fighter, but will knock your lights out. Literally the greatest group of all time. And,
wait. Here's the best part. The guy that made the photo, photoshopped that shirt and is trying to sell it, he joined the group.
Is his name
Wow.
Yeah, his name
Okay,
is Seth.
good. Okay, good. And it's this guy's like, I'm one of us, and not to be prejudiced, but I haven't met a bad Seth yet, and maybe it's just me.
They don't know Seth Rogen.
Some guy, it was funny. There's a guy who says, I will say that this group is off the hook. No one has ever interacted with me this much on Facebook. And then you guys were all playing investigator because you're like, wait, this guy has nothing in his profile. Is he a fake Seth? And then you guys were like totally shitting on this guy for like an hour. And they're like, let's kick him out. And they're getting the pitchforks. And, they ended up finding, he like posted proof that his name was Seth. And it looks like, the t-shirt guy's there. It's a wild group. And there's another group called it's a Kyle group. and you guys had a war with them, and it was like who could get more members, and you guys surpassed the Kyle group. And this guy says, "Where are the black Seths?"
And we found black Seths, so we're all good.
Oh man, but it's like this whole brotherhood that you guys have started, and oh my god, it's a fantastic. And this guy says the first rule of Seth Club is we do not talk about Seth Club, so we've totally violated this rule of Seth Club.
Dude, you should make a shirt. It's like Revenge of the Seth,
Yeah.
That's amazing.
or
And
the
then this
Seth
guy's like,
Holocron.
when are we holding the first annual Seth Summit? And this guy's like, call it Seth Fest. Literally just dying. This is a guy's podcast. Seth Speaks with Seth Rudetsky. Literally the best group I've ever heard. And this guy said he wants to invite Seth Rogen to the group. It's such an awesome group. You know, we've been struggling on Ox. We have like 60 members, and we appreciate every one of them. But, you know, we're trying to get to 100 to do our giveaway. And then fucking Seth makes a Seth group and fucking gets almost 200 people in like 3 days. And it's like the most popping group ever. It's absolutely bananas.
It's funny how much it's grown because
literally, because the
are
group is
tweeting
public.
about it.
I'm sitting here cackling, you know, every night because like you're my friend and we're good friends on Facebook, so I see the things that you're doing.
Yeah, I get Seth
And
notifications
I'm sitting
now.
here
I'm like,
cackling like a fucking
I'm
drunk
not even-
hyena, and my wife is like, "What are you doing?" And we're just rolling, you know. So I think we need to make this shirt available on TeePublic. Maybe we can get the license.
yeah, I keep getting notifications from the Seth group, like, oh, Seth said this in this Seth group. I'm like, I'm not even in. I can't comment on it. Why are you showing it to me?
I tried to go undercover and join the group, but I was promptly declined.
So
I declined you. I even took a picture of declining you.
Brutal.
He did one of
Even-
those screen records.
Yeah, it
what
was brutal.
so funny about this as it was taking place in that just the initial collecting weekly chat is just how it just like slowly grew over time with you when you first noticed it.
Yeah, because
and
it was
how
like 70, and then throughout the week it was like, oh, we had 100, we had 120, 150, 160, 180. It's like, god damn.
I
that
honestly never thought it would grow that fast, and I'm adding like 20 people a day, all named Seth. It is so weird.
So if
You
your
should
name
ask-
is Seth, and you're listening to Collecting Weekly, hit up Seth. His name is Seth Tucker, the Seth of all Seths, and he will point you in the right direction for to join this exclusive group.
Dude, Seth, you know what you need to do?
There's even an Egyptian god named Seth.
That's true.
Seth, you know what you need to do is go onto the Seth page and be like, hey, do any Seth collect? And
He
then-
did. They were like, "What do you do
Yeah.
for fun?" He's like, "I'm on the podcast Collecting Weekly."
Oh, hell yeah.
It was cool.
I'm gonna plug the podcast because we
Shout
talked
out
about
to-
the group.
Shout out
Hell
to all
yes.
the Seths. No, they might usurp you for talking
The-
about Seth group.
That's true, but if I'm the only moderator the group right
Oh,
now,
okay. Yeah, fuck it.
what
Yep.
can they do?
Yep.
oh,
So
that-
you're the only admin then, right?
Yeah.
Did the other admin leave the group?
No, he just like
He deactivated his Facebook, but it's just
Facebook.
it's just you on the in the group though, in the admin panel.
Yeah.
So then that means that you can never be removed from the group unless you re-add the creator back in
That's
as
right.
an admin.
Yeah.
You cannot be usurped. So the pinnacle of Seth is on this podcast, and that is an insane story. Manny, another off-topic thing. We mentioned this briefly on a Throne Talk, but Manny, you and I have discovered the greatest YouTube channel of all time.
dude.
Oh no,
I think
guys.
this is gonna sound so
Manny, take it
wrong,
away.
but I watch him every night, dude.
Dude, me
Bad-
too. Me and Manny
Dude.
Snapchat each other every day.
Dude, Badlands Chugs,
Chugging the world
greatest,
one
greatest,
bottle at a time.
greatest YouTube subscribe I've ever done in my life.
Honestly, when I showed you guys, Manny, you got to admit you were kind of a doubter. You were like, "This is kind
I
of
was
weird."
like, that's weird, bro.
And slowly, I would see on your social media eyes Badland Chugs videos,
dude,
and now we're addicted. We cannot stop watching. So the
Yeah,
whole
dude.
premise is, and I'll let Manny continue in a second. It's a heavy set gentleman, and all he does is chugs anything. Pickle bottle, Route 44.
I like when he does
slush.
slushy.
Dude, the slushies are my favorite. He has a big ass fucking 2-liter boot that he takes chugs out of.
A boot?
No, it's like a glass boot. It's not like a real
Oh,
boot.
And then like his big old straw, and he's like,
Yeah,
oh, his super strong.
and his burps are insane. This dude's
Dude.
channel is fantastic. I would like. I'm gonna put this out there.
dude.
I'm gonna
he
put this.
He drank Red Bull with milk.
Out there. That sounds pretty nasty.
Yeah,
gonna put this
it's
out there.
gross.
If there's any one famous person that I want to host Collecting Weekly Awards this year, it's Badlands Chugs.
Hell
So
yeah, bro.
Badlands Chugs, if you'd like to come on our podcast live down in Texas
yeah.
and host our
Dude, even
Collecting
if he-
Weekly Awards,
Even if he gives us a shout out,
dude, that'd be wild.
You think he collects all the cups?
Yeah, that's a form of collecting.
528K subscribers. He's about to host the Oscars at this rate.
Dude, he's a
yeah,
fucking
dude,
god.
he's blowing up slowly
The
but surely.
pinnacle
Dude,
of human performance.
It was so funny because you for like 3 days you were like Badlands Chugs, Badlands Chugs, Badlands Chugs. And I was like, oh my God, enough with this Badlands Chugs. And I signed into my YouTube, and one of the guys I follow was like, guys, have you seen Badlands Chugs? I was like, fuck, no. Everybody's talking about this guy. Oh, it's so funny. I don't
Dude,
get it. I
like
still don't
it's
get it.
so unhealthy, and I only wish the best for the guy, but it's hilarious because this dude will like get like 3. I think McDonald's just came out with 3 Minute Maid slushes, and
Yeah.
this dude gets all 3, and he just like pounds them down, dude. And his head, he's like, "Ah!" It's comedy. It's gold. Check him out.
It's fantastic. It really is. At the end of the day, you look at that man, you look at what he's doing to his body. He's doing that for you.
Yeah, sure.
He's doing that for
true.
you.
And he's been doing it for a long time.
He's been doing it for a long ass
Mhm.
time.
Because
He's
people
been
are
on
like,
Jimmy
oh my
Kimmel
God,
in the
he's
90s.
gonna die. I'm like, guys, he's been doing it for like
He's a fucking professional, okay?
20
Fucking-
years.
Fucking knows what he's
Did
doing.
he ever beat what's his name? The Asian kid?
Oh, I don't know.
The
I don't know if
Asian
he ever
kid.
beat him.
I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about. The hot dog guy?
Jimbo or something. Yeah.
I don't know.
I forget
Let's wrap this up here. We have Auxiliary, which is our private Facebook group, Collecting Weekly Auxiliary. Request to join if you want to share your collecting and collections with us. We're doing a Hot Toys giveaway at 100 members, and we're at 60 right now. TeePublic is popping. We had a guy buy like 6 shirts the other day, and I
Hell
put it
yeah.
out there that I wanted to give him a shout out, but I never heard back. So,
You can give your shout out to me because I purchased 4 shirts.
oh, was that you?
Yeah.
You got the Stark Industries one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, that was you then. Okay, well, shout out to Seth. I put it in the chat. I was like, who bought these shirts? And no one answered.
I didn't
We should make a Seth Industries edit and then put it on our TeePublic, and then the Seths can buy it, and then we will make money. Think about it.
we should. We should definitely do that.
I am
Somebody start
down.
working on the stuff.
I'm 100%.
Dude, we
down.
should make a Seth Weekly shirt.
Ooh, Manny, can we make some edits with the logo, please?
Possibly.
And we have YouTube channel, YouTube/Collecting Weekly. If you're watching us here live, we appreciate it. We have so many people. We have PJ, Victor. I think you said Deanie was in the chat. Mervin, of course. So many people in the chat. Damien as well. Thank you guys so much for showing us love. We hit 112 subscribers, so we're on our way to 200.
Yeah.
We also have a Twitter. Manny runs a Twitter. It is at Collecting Weekly. I believe that's the Twitter, right, Manny? That's the handle.
It's collecting, and I think it's WKLY.
Oh, yeah. Our handle was too big. There you go. Okay, so Collecting
Manny's used to
WKLY.
that.
Shout out time, 6 Scale Scavengers. They're a wonderful podcast. They upload every other week, and they also have other people within their network that upload on their off weeks. If you listen to us anywhere, you can find them on the same platform. They're really cool. And I actually talked to Brian last Thursday, and we're gonna do a joint episode on Hangouts in June. So we're gonna work on the Collecting Scavengers joint
What?
podcast.
Nice.
There is a pop swap going on in San Antonio, Texas. Let me pull up the information. It's very I'm still getting information, but it is June 1st and 2nd. It's their second pop swap. The last one, they said they had like 1,000 people come through, and it's figures, comics, and other nerd stuff. So that's really cool. That's at Traders Village. I'll be getting more info for that as soon as I can because I think it's a cool event. I'd love to share. That's it for my shout outs. Did you guys have anything you wanted to give?
Yeah, I got some shout outs.
Shout out to Jesse too. Jesse?
Yeah, shout out Jesse. We miss Jesse.
Wait, do the
He'll be
voice.
back.
Do the voice. Just for me.
Jesse.
Jesse?
Shout out Jesse. Shout out PJ, Damien, Mervin, Deanie, Victor, all in the chat. Love you guys. Shout out Michael Pike sucks. He helped me get my Grail
Michael Pike
figure.
does not sucks.
Super shout out to Deanie because she fronted me the money to get my Grail figure because I've been broke as hell.
Yeah, I know.
First paycheck is tomorrow, so
Hell
watch out. I'm
yeah.
gonna get something cool.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You're actually getting me something cool.
Yeah, that's it. Just everybody, especially Deanie, and then
Especially
everybody in the
Tristan.
chat. And Jesse.
Manny, do you have any shout outs?
Shout out Badlands Chugs. He
Yo.
helps me sleep at night.
Dude, fuck yes. I watch that shit all night long. It's incredible. Seth, what do you got?
Shout out the Seth group. Thanks for
Ooh.
keeping me entertained.
Hell yeah.
Okay, enough. They've got enough enough members. They don't need shit.
Dylan, what do you got?
Shout out to all you guys for letting me on. It
Yeah,
was
shout
a
out
blast.
Dylan.
Yeah, welcome to the big leagues, buddy.
I know. It was a big deal. Shout out to my girlfriend who's trying to sleep through it, and
Shout out to that
This-
doggy.
and soup. Yeah, shout out to little Ellie. And this is random, but Lord Gregory Arrington, who's in the group,
Dude, he's hilarious.
Oh yeah, man, he's awesome.
he sold me a figure like a year ago. I don't remember what it was on I think it was on one of the Facebook selling groups, and
Uh-huh.
it was funny because he just like started popping back up and we started talking through Collecting Weekly. So I just don't
that's
remember
cool.
what it was. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he he always angry emojis everything.
Dude, he's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Dude, he's so
hilarious.
funny. I thought he was gonna be on an episode.
He
What you gonna do,
he was
hut
supposed to
and
be on an
huts?
episode, and he was gonna. Well, I don't have a job anymore, so I don't know how that's gonna work. It was supposed to be what was it, Pizza in the Huts, and he was supposed to be there, and he just like kept putting it off. So I just don't know, but yeah, he's a good guy. Him and his wife moved here from Japan, and they're really cool. I've been trying to get him on for an episode for the longest time, but he lives like super far and he's in the military, so they get up super early.
Where the hell, Dylan? Where do you live?
North
Dakota.
Dakota.
North Dakota.
Clearly the
Is it
better
Coda
of the two
there?
Dakotas.
It is the best Dakotas of the two Dakotas, but I would kill for the shops that you guys have down in San Antonio.
Oh, I was at
and those
Gravity Damage
swaps.
today and I did not take a picture for you. Oh man,
Dude, okay, you had mentioned something about the closest shop to you was like 3 hours away.
About 3.5 hours. It's in the Twin Cities, Minneapolis, St. Paul.
Jesus.
That's the closest. And there's only 2 shops there, and they're both the same franchise, Hot Comics and Collectibles, and they're the only 2. There might be a third smaller one that carries Hot Toys and Sideshow figures, but tough to come by up here.
yeah, for
This
sure.
sucks. Yeah, there's like 8 here in town.
I know. I
Yeah.
would kill for that.
I just went for the first time. Shout out! I believe it's Anthony's Collectibles over in. It's
Universal
over,
City?
Oh yeah, I've seen
it's
him.
over off 1604
yeah.
and Kitty Hawk. It's a really nice store, very clean, a lot of good stuff there. Pretty decently priced, not too high. Obviously, he's got to make some money. It was a really nice store. So if you guys are in San Antonio, go check out Anthony's Collectibles. Right on the corner of Kitty Hawk and 1604.
Not bad, not bad. Last episode we did a very special thing, Dean, you and I, and Seth has been with us for a while, and
Yes.
Dylan has also been active with the podcast for a while, Seth, and I think, Dean, do you think it would be appropriate for a ceremony today?
I think maybe it would be.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I guess can you knight people two at a time?
Yeah. Well, when
I'm not
it's
sure
over
the
the
rules
internet,
for knighting.
anything's
I've
possible.
done that
All right.
once. It was a wild night.
Oh, Manny, you're like extra funny today. Seth and Dylan, may you please bow your heads. Yeah, Dylan did a really good bow. That was like a solid, like
you got
35-degree bow.
He got that.
full-
He got that.
full widow's
good
peak.
neck work.
All right.
He's got that Vegeta hair.
Seth, may you please bow your head as well.
I'm trying to bow. That's as far. I'm
In the
sitting
name of-
awkward on my couch.
In the name of the podcast, I charge you to speak well. In the name of the YouTube, I charge you to be entertaining. In the name of Auxiliary, I charge you to share your experiences. Rise, Dylan and Seth, official co-hosts of Collecting Weekly. Kings of the North, King of North Dakota. King of the North Dakota. You guys can each hold your heads a little higher as you have officially been knighted as... This is actually coming in really handy, by the way. Let's give a Kane update. I
You
still
hate it less and less?
So my daughter is 2 and change.
That's not what I
And-
asked at all.
No. So I think it's okay. It's okay now, But my daughter is 2 and change, and she's talking like a lot, and she says like all these words, and bug is one of her favorite words, but she thinks bugs are gross, so she goes, "Ew, yucky." And she saw this and she was like, bug, and then followed by yucky. And then I was like, well, you can touch it. The bug's like inside this thing. And she's been walking around with this thing in the house, and it is so adorable. And she would be like, bug. And then, so I actually really like this cane now, even though it has its flaws. My daughter likes it, and that makes me like it. And, she's kind of put it through the ringer. It has a few little scratches and dings, but that's nothing that, is not going to carry some amount of sentiment. So I have it hot glued in the
Well,
in-
also
in the
his
paint right
would
now.
naturally pick up scuffs and stuff.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I thought about that today.
Yeah.
I was like, John Hammond, he's taking this thing everywhere, So I really don't mind it at all. And I think maybe as it gets more lived in, maybe I can overlook the bug. But it's been a part of 3 ceremonies.
Okay.
3 hosts, and my daughter loves it, so I can't complain at this point.
Is the character's name John Hammond or the actor?
The
character.
character's name is John Hammond. The actor's name is Richard Attenborough.
Okay, thank you. I don't know enough about it.
You know the nature documentary guy from BBC with that crazy voice? That's his brother.
BBC.
David Attenborough, that's his brother, Richard. Fun fact.
I
Anyways,
know where Manny's going with that. We should end the
I have
Yeah,
BBC on my
and-
save still.
and he's got that BBC, that big frown.
Chalonger.
Anyways, I'm Zach.
I'm Dean.
Manuel.
So,
Dylan.
Oh, you guys are supposed to like I am, not just your names. Okay.
Nah.
That's it for this week's episode of Collecting Weekly. Thank you guys so much for joining us. If you're in the chat, you're a
Yeah.
beautiful person, and we could not do this podcast without you. We'll catch you guys next week for a in-person episode. Jesse should be joining us. So again, thank you so much if you're in the chat. We'll catch you guys later. Peace.
Take it easy. Bye.